They made millions and millions of dollars. It was the biggest, it must have been the biggest case of fraud in history. And the stars that were punished for it would make the O.J. Simpson trial, you know, look insignificant when you add them all up. But they don't even mention it in their broadcast, so that the victim can not have the fair treatment that he deserves now as the victim of the crime, when the truth is supposed to come out after the crime to spare the victim. They just keep on lying to try to spare their illusion of decency. And it's making me wonder if the only reason that these people have their power to manipulate public opinion with their enormous broadcasting empires, you know, it's just strictly to just assault me out of everyone in the population. And did you know that I am one of you myself? I'm one of you. I was a Rolling Stones fan myself. I was a Simpsons fan. I used to watch it every day, 2-3 times a day. I loved a lot of these stars myself as much as you did. And so what happened to me, if you really want to imagine it, just picture yourself writing a song that turned out well. Or picture yourself writing a poem that turned out well. And then Mick Jagger comes along, rich Mick Jagger comes along, steals it. Rich Matt Groening comes along and steals it, cashes it in, and uses it to make everyone reject you. And uses it to make, and then afterwards, turn around and point to you as some kind of artist hater, or, you know, some kind of destroyer of talent, when they're the ones who destroyed talent by stealing my work, stealing the fruits of my talent and committing fraud with them. And, you know, let's not forget how many millions and millions of dollars that this music and comedy earned. Some of it right up to the present, for all I know, if I haven't rewritten it yet. And, you know, when they're releasing feature-length films, by the way, with scripts that were plagiarized from my blogs, I think I might have gotten paid something for that too. But if I didn't know better, I'd say that when they cripple an artist with this kind of brutal crime, they get the public to hold it against the artist. They get the public to hold it against the artist for not being more successful with his work. And I really think it's outrageous. I can't believe that this kind of injustice can pass for, you know, some sort of acceptable business practice. I think it's outrageous completely, and I think you should too. Remember, I was a fan of a lot of these bands as much as you were, and I was a fan of those cartoons too, as much as you were. As much as you were, I'm going to, maybe I'll share a post with you today from 2004 that I wrote in 2004 to tell you how I thought of a lot of these offenders in the beginning, way a long time ago, before they started robbing me wholesale and leaving me to die in the street afterward. Because I want you to know that they would have done the same thing to you if you would have written something that they wanted and shared it on the internet.